Hi guys, today I wanted to do a walkthrough of the 2019 Powersheets by Lara Casey and the Cultivate What Matters team. If you are unfamiliar with what the Powersheets are, it is an intentional goal planner. So this is not your traditional paper planner where we have months, weeks, and daily to-dos. This is all about setting and achieving your intentional goals for the year. There are 3 sections. So the first section when you start is your prep work. So this is all about self-reflection, figuring out who you are, what you want, and why you want it. Then you actually go into your goal setting and your action plans, and then you have your monthly tending pages. Throughout the book, there are coaching tips by Lara and lots of white space so you can write or get as messy and creative as you want. They do include 1 page of stickers. You can also buy the goal setting sticker book in addition to that, or if you're not that kind of person, black pen, however you want to do you. We talk about brainstorming your ideas, getting to know you, breaking your identity box and who you really are. Again, all these pages are just self-reflection. I love that she has the Cultivated Life Evaluation. This talks about 8 areas of your life, where you're at. Sometimes all of our areas are going to be low. Sometimes there's going to be a weaker area and a stronger area. This kind of gives you a starting point for those goals and how you want to, what areas you want to build up, and give you some ideas. But also, it's always important to just check in where you are. If you don't know where you are right now, and being honest, nobody has to see this but you. But knowing where you currently are, then you can see and set realistic goals to get to where you ultimately want to be. What are you going to let go? I do like that she says to circle 3 areas that you want to most work towards. Again, maybe there's a weaker area, or you don't, or all your areas. That sometimes all of our life is a mess, but maybe there's 3 areas that will help get those other areas of our life to a better place and will have that ripple effect. What are we going to let go of? Again, checking into how you feel. What are your fears? If you do what you're afraid of, what will your life look like? What worked the last year? What didn't work? Again, just checking in where we are, and having an honest evaluation of what's going on in our lives. Lessons we've learned, what's going on in the wait, what's not resolved, what are we still waiting on, what's confusing, and then people you're grateful for. Gratitude is such an important part. If we're constantly focused on the lack that we have in our life, we're just going to perpetuate more of that. But when we start focusing on what we are grateful for in our life, we're going to see more that we're grateful for. What are we going to say no to, and what are we going to say yes to? Sometimes it's just something didn't work and we just need to redirect. Again, all of these, it takes me a good month to go through them. Sometimes I'll start going through the pages and just maybe do a couple pages at a day and then come back another day. And as I've been thinking about it in that time, I'll come up with more ideas and I'll be able to go a little bit deeper. What fires you up? This is what I like to call your passion page. What makes you feel passion for life? What gets you excited about life? It can be simple things. I think one of the things she talked about was laughing with your kids, singing at church. What just makes life worth living? And then you get 2 pages for your ultimate life vision. If we don't have a direction that we are going in life, we are like going up a river without a paddle. The current's going to take us to some places. Some of them might be amazing, unexpected places, and some of them may not be. But when we are steering and paddling with our paddle, we're directing where we're going down that river. It may not look exactly how we planned, but when I'm 80, I want to be sitting on my porch in a rocking chair, surrounded by my friends and family, and knowing that I made some kind of difference and touched people's lives. I left a legacy. That's where I want to be. She gives you 2 pages for that ultimate life vision. I like to write out on this page and do a vision board. So I have the words, and I can get very detailed in those words, but I also have the images. You can do it however you would like. What has been holding you back? Fear holds us back. Faith pulls us forward. And then choosing a word. Some people are a little hesitant about choosing a word. She does walk you through the exercise and gives you this pretty little card so you can write your word of the year down, put it in your planner, put it on a bulletin board, keep that in your focus. My word for 2018 was growth. I don't even know why I chose that word, but let me tell you, it has been a year of personal growth unlike any other. Whatever word you do choose, or whether you choose a word, whatever word you do choose, or even if you do choose a word, it's not set in stone. You can always change it. It's not permanent. And then what matters most to you? That's your why for everything that you do. What ultimately matters? Is it your social media likes? Is it the car you drive? Or is it the relationships that you have? Is it your spiritual and physical and emotional health? How you've lived your life? You get to write that down here and keep that in mind. And then we get to do your mission statement for the year. Basically going back, all the prep work that you did, pulling out and making it into one cohesive mission statement for the year that you can reflect back on. That's the prep work. Again, I usually take a month or so to do it. It takes me a while because I really want to dive deep. And especially if you're new to goal setting or new to this process, it may take a little bit longer. Other people do it in a day or two. They carve out a couple hours, whatever feels right for you. Then we get into our goal setting section. This is new this year, where she talks about looking at all the threads. So going back over your prep work, going back over those pages, you keep finding similar ideas. Those are the threads. So all these little things maybe add up to one big goal. And you get to talk about your threads. You get to kind of come up with some goal ideas. And then you can either have goals that go together for one big picture goal or one life area. So there are 8 of those. They can correlate with the life evaluation page earlier, or maybe, you know, your health and your personal growth go together, and there's some ideas that kind of weave together about self-care and taking care of yourself so that you can be there for the other people in your life. Or maybe your business goals also go with your financial goals because you want to be able to provide a certain kind of life for your friends and your family. And now we go into the action plan worksheet. So she gives you some tips and walks you through all the steps. And then there are 10 action plans where you talk about your big picture goal. That's your goal. Your why, which is so important. One of the deadly sins of goal planning is having unclear motivations. When you're clear on why you want that goal, you're more likely to stay motivated when you don't feel that way, or keep going when you don't feel motivated. And also, you're more likely to see that end and know why you're working for it. One of the other deadly sins of goal planning is not writing your goals down. Well, here you have a place to not only write your goals down, but do all the self-reflection and work that came before. I love that she puts the positive effect, because this is the ecology of goal setting. So some goals are good just for you, but maybe are not so great for other people. Some goals are good for other people, but maybe not so great for you. When a goal is not only good for you and for other people, that's the best scenario. What is this goal going to look like? How are we going to see progress? How will we know that we're getting closer to meeting that goal? Or what is it going to look like when that goal has been met? And what kind of reward? Maybe your goal is to be healthier and lose weight. Are you going to buy yourself a new outfit? Maybe it's to do better with your finances. So you're going to save up for that family vacation. So you get to spend time and do something fun with your family because you got your finances under control. Over here is the how. So what does it look like throughout the year? What are milestones? What are things that have to happen in order for this goal to be completed? And then your starting steps, where you get to go to the first 3 most basic steps on how you're going to start that goal. It's like when you're building a bookshelf. What's the first step that you're going to do? You're going to read the instructions, or you're going to pick up a hammer. Well, maybe you want to write a book, so you write an outline or do a mind map or brainstorm. Buy a book on self-publishing your book. Do research on a project that you want to do, or whatever it is. These first 3 starting goals, that just helps get that momentum going. There's 2 pages for each goal. There's 10 goals. If after all this work, you're still stumped about what to do, I suggest going back to the life evaluation page and maybe picking a goal for each of those areas, or just for a couple of those areas. I really think if you do the work and do the process, that you are going to come up with goals. You don't have to do 10 goals. You can do 3 goals. But they give you places for 10 goals. I really think over 10, that's just a little much. But I think 10 is a good number, or even less. You can use these for personal and business goals, or just personal or just business goals. It's whatever you want to do. After your 10 goals, then you have a place where all the goals are set up. And I don't know if you can see, but there's a little outline of a flag. And if you go back to the sticker page in the beginning, there you have these 10 colors. So you can color code. If you buy the sticker, the goal setting sticker book, you can color code your goals so that when you get to the actual monthly tending list, you can see what action steps are going towards which goal. So you have a place where all your goals are set up in one place, and then you have a year overview, so you can kind of see where you want to start on each goal, or where you want to be each month, kind of plan out your steps, or maybe you want to focus on a couple of goals for the first few months, however you want to do it. And then we get into the monthly tending sheets. So every month is the same. Every month is the same. You get to talk about what's stressing you out, the fears you have, what you're hopeful for. Also, what's going on, birthdays, events, meetings, what is going on in your calendar, because that might also affect what action steps you are going to take and how much progress you're going to make on a certain goal that month. What are your important to-dos for that month? Not just for your goal setting, but I mean, maybe there are things that you have to get done. It's registration for your car, or there's stuff for the kids' school that you have to take care of. Again, taking those into consideration. And then what are you excited about? It's the holiday season, so I'm sure there's a lot of things that people are excited about and stressed out about. But at the same time, just keeping in mind and keeping a grateful heart, and just really planning out the month before we get to our tending sheets. And then we have a section where we can just kind of brain dump what we might want to be doing this month. You can go back to your goals, you can go back to that 2019 overview and really see what makes sense. She does give you some tips on simplifying and prioritizing, but this is just a brain dump. In January, she does give you the top tending tips. So just tips on, this is, I think, is the gem of the Powersheets, is the tending list. So every month you can have a place for encouraging words, a quote, maybe something you want to focus on. New for this year is the top priority for the month. And then you have your monthly action plans, your weekly action plans, and your daily items or habits. In the dated, you will see that Tuesday, January the 1st is on there. So you have the day of the week plus the date, and you can cross it off. I love in the monthly section that there is a progress bar. Some items may not be completed in that month. They may take a couple of months, but you can put you're halfway through it, or you completely did it, or at least you started on it. It's the progress that gets you towards ultimately completing that goal. The tending sheets are perforated, so you can tear them out. I personally prefer to keep everything in here. I either make a photocopy of it or a picture on my phone so I can take it with me. But I like to look back and see all the progress that I've made. Also on the back there, it's blank, and you can either buy the printed wild card papers that come, or there is a, when you buy the Powersheets, they do give you a link so you can print them out on your own. Maybe so depending on what your goals are and what you want to focus on, you can either just use this as extra planning and writing space, or you can get one of the wild card sheets, and it just gives you a little extra to customize for whatever your goals are. At the end of each month, we have a month in review where we talk about what worked, things that you're going to say no to next month, things you're going to say yes to. Gives you a place again to cultivate that gratitude. And every month is the same. Every 3 months they do a goal refresh. It's kind of done in seasonal form in the year. Like this one is spring, but it's not really specific to any one season. So you could do this at any time. Like this one is clearing your clutter. But every 3 months it's a goal refresh. So we go back to that life evaluation and look at each area. But this time you get to talk about why you gave that rating, what you want to say yes to, what you're going to say no to in each of these areas. If you want to refresh or choose a new word, you can do that. So that word at the beginning, a word of the year at the beginning, is not set in stone. And then you can rewrite your goals, or you can tweak them. You can come up with new goals. You can add, you can take away, whatever you need to do. And then again, like I said, every month is the same. And then every 3 months you have that goal refresh. You have a spring. There's a summer where we talk about having a fruitful relationships. Fall, savoring the contentment. But again, it's the same goal refresh every 3 months. And then at the end, so we have December. And at the end of December, we get to celebrate the highlights of 2019. So you get to go back and look at what you accomplished. I think that's so important for one, when you're hopefully doing next year's, the 2020, but also just to celebrate the little wins. You know, maybe your goal was to lose 50 pounds and you only lost 25 pounds, but that's still 25 pounds and you still ended up making healthy habits that are going to change your life and make it better for you in the future. It's all about celebrating and looking back on the progress and not necessarily focusing on being perfect. I'm a big fan of the Powersheets. I hope this was helpful. And you should definitely check out, if you want more information, check out their website. They have YouTube videos, Facebook videos, their Instagram. Every Tuesday they do Tending List Tuesday. There's a million other videos out there. And have a great day.